I've worked the night shift at Channel 14 for 3 years. Most nights are boring. The building creaks, the fluorescent lights hum, the monitors flicker, and I sip cold coffee while watching reruns of shows nobody remembers. But last November, everything changed. It started with a flicker on the main monitor at 2:37 a.m. At first, I thought it was old wiring. But then, the flicker became longer. A single frame of white text appeared on black static. Too quick to read at first, then clearer the next night. Do not look outside. I laughed nervously, thinking it was some glitch. But it repeated every night, lasting longer. And then, instead of text, the screen showed empty hallways. The grainy static distorted the corners. One night, I froze. I recognized the room, my own apartment kitchen, time-stamped for the exact time I was at the station. I couldn't sleep that day. My hands shook, my heart pounded. Every reflective surface in the station seemed alive, flickering as though it wanted my attention. Then I found the tapes. 3 dusty VHS tapes in the basement archives, shoved behind a stack of color bars slides, marked only with white labels: 197, 198, 199. I don't know why I played them. Maybe curiosity, maybe something else. Tape 197 showed a living room, corner of the frame, empty. Nothing moved for 9 minutes. Then a tall, unnaturally thin figure appeared in the corner, its head scraping the ceiling. It turned slowly, eyes invisible in static, whispered through warped audio. Closer. I dropped the tape, almost vomiting from fear. Tape 198 showed my apartment hallway. The door was closed. The camera never moved. Then, halfway through, the door opened. A figure stepped out. It looked like me, my own double, standing still, staring, unmoving, waiting. Tape 199. I shouldn't have played it. It showed a bedroom I didn't recognize. Someone sitting on the bed for hours, head in hands. When they lifted their head, black voids replaced their eyes. They leaned into the camera and whispered, "Do not trust the person in your home." I destroyed the tapes, threw them in the trash, but the next night, the same footage cut into the live feed. And now, I couldn't sleep. Every mirror, every reflective screen in the station seemed alive. Shadows moved differently. Figures lingered at the edges of my vision. My supervisor laughed when I told him, "Some channels aren't meant to be found." He muttered, "Period." Then came the emergency broadcast system at 2:37 a.m. That piercing, shrill tone filled the entire building. White text scrolled across the screen. "Alert, shelter in place. Do not look at the sky." I could feel the vibration in my chest. Over and over, repeated 3 times. Then the feed cleared. My street. My apartment building. Someone standing at my window. I wasn't home. I was at the station. I found an unlabeled VHS tape on my kitchen table the next morning. I hadn't put it there. I didn't even own a player anymore. When I touched it, my phone turned on by itself. Static filled the screen. A voice came through, warped and echoing. "You left the door unlocked." Since then, every night the broadcast creeps closer. First my building, then the hallway, then my bedroom. The sheets are pulled back. The closet door open. In the static reflection, I see myself asleep, while simultaneously sitting at the station, watching. It's 2:37 a.m. again. The monitors flicker. The feed shows the studio hallway. The camera moves closer, frame by frame, the door at the end. My own voice whispers through the static. Closer. I ran home one night, trying to catch the figure, trying to understand what it was. My apartment was empty, but the walls had marks, like scratches pressed into the paint. Tiny footprints in dust, leading to the closet. I opened it. The panel at the top of the closet moved slightly on its own. Cold air poured out. I shone my phone up. Dust swirled in a narrow crawl space. Scratches on the floorboards. Bare footprints. Small. Child-sized. Dozens of them. I slammed it shut. That night, my bed shook violently. Not like an earthquake, but as if something underneath pressed upwards. A whisper came from the floor. Down here. I left, ran barefoot into the street. Didn't stop until I was blocks away. I didn't sleep for 3 nights. Every reflection, every screen, every shadow seemed to follow me. Figures began to appear in the feeds. Tall, thin, crouched, sometimes more than one. Always watching. Always waiting. The emergency broadcasts became more frequent. Messages. They are here. Do not trust anyone. You are next. Each broadcast cut into live feeds of my apartment, my street, my neighborhood, every frame, every shadow, every reflection, showing me watching myself. And then, my apartment door opening. Last night, I stayed awake at the station. The feed showed my bedroom again. My sheets pulled back, closet door wide open. And in the reflection of my mirror, I saw the monitors at the station, flickering. My own double, sitting there, watching, waiting. The camera moved closer, frame by frame, toward the end of the hallway. The door at the end opened slowly. The figure stepped out. I could see the void where its eyes should be. It smiled, too wide. The static warped the edges of the frame, and through the hiss of the broadcast, a voice, mine, echoed, "You can't leave. You've always been part of the feed." I ran for the door of the station. But every door, every exit, every window reflected a figure standing behind me. The broadcast was no longer just on monitors. It was everywhere. Screens, glass, reflections, even the shadows themselves. Now it's 2:37 a.m. again. The feed is live, showing the studio hallway, moving closer, frame by frame. The door at the end. It's open now. I can hear the whispers behind me. The monitors flicker. The reflection shows me sitting at the desk, watching, waiting. And I know when the figure steps out, there will be no difference between me and it. Everything is the feed. Everything is being Reco.